Hello and welcome again to Channel 36. And of course, we have another fantastic show tonight, but this one is really different, really unique because I never heard of this before. We're going to talk about cuddling. And I have this lovely young lady that came in from Las Vegas tonight,
I sure did.
Alaska Osborne. And she has a website called seekingcuddles.com. And we're going to ask her everything about this. And this is legit, really legit. It's not an escort service either, correct?
That is 100% true.
I was just asking her how she got into something like this. You were a nurse before.
I studied nursing, but I'm actually a real estate agent. I have been since
Okay.
06. And I actually used to hug a lot of people at work because anything, no matter how much you do and do everything right, can go wrong in real estate. And people break down and they cry. It takes a toll on them. And
Well, other professions too, not only real estate.
Yeah.
That happens, sure.
and people have come up to me and said, you should be a professional cuddler.
So you were hugging people and hugging
Crying
all the
while
time?
they're crying, while they're upset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And that's how it started.
Yeah, that's how I got the idea. People
Okay.
would tell me that.
Uh-huh.
There was none in my area. There was none really. There's not a lot of companies out there right now anyhow.
No, we haven't heard anything about up until recently. Then they start coming out all over
Yeah.
and everything. But people do ask me the question. I mentioned this to some of my friends, and they said, platonic? Yeah, sure. So I asked Alaska. She said, explain that. It is platonic, and they have to sign something.
It's absolutely 100% platonic. When people sign on, I actually talk to every single person that is hired on. They sign the contract saying they're not going to break any of the rules, and they understand. A lot of people are married that do this. They're not looking to do anything except to help other people.
Okay. So either they're grieving about something, or they're worrying about something, or they're happily married, but a little not complete because a lack of hugging maybe or something. There's no reason that they don't love their spouse, right? Or
Some people are
like
looking
that.
for more affection,
Yeah.
or some people want to remain single for career reasons.
Right.
So they're human beings. We all thrive on touch. We have to have touch in order
There's
to
nothing
feel
like it. Touch
happier.
is everything.
Right. Touch gives you a hormone release in your brain, and it's actually called the vagus hormone, and that's spelled VEGUS. Not Vegas, but it makes you feel happy.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good. So cuddling is like a really good thing that's good for you. It actually stages off illness because you're feeling happy or you're feeling better, so you get sick less. When people are in relationships and they touch often, the relationship usually is stronger and it lasts longer.
So I want to ask you, do they face to face, or do they do the reverse, the back? Which you have mostly when people want a cuddler. Do they mention that? Do they mention positions?
I don't know about the positions.
Is that
have
on
training.
on your contract or anything like that, or it doesn't make any difference?
What's on the contract? This contract states that you must be fully clothed, so there's no skin to skin.
Right.
You're allowed to touch hair, face, back, and just rub people where they're comfortable. No private areas, no grinding, no kissing.
And I did ask her, anybody weird? Any weird things?
Yeah.
She said, oh, yeah.
Okay, just recently, last week, someone actually did contact me and asked me if he could wear a pamper during the cuddle. And I thought, absolutely not. And then I thought, well, I don't really judge people.
Yeah,
Do you, boo, is how I think. So I said, if you're fully clothed, you can wear your pamper underneath your clothing, right?
Yeah, well, of course. What did he say?
Then he said he wanted to have an accident. So I thought, absolutely not. I can't do that one.
No.
That's too outside of our scope.
Exactly.
So absolutely not. But that's weird in that.
Yeah. So what happens when they don't mention anything like that and the cuddler goes to the place where they're going to cuddle and something like this just pops up like that, unexpected? So what would the cuddler do?
If something were to pop up, so to say, then you just take a break. If the client is a male and he's not aggressive in any way, he's not doing anything to break the rules,
Right.
his body's reacting naturally as a human being, you just take a break. Try to separate yourself, Put a pillow in between the two of you.
That's
because
what I was
they're-
going to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Suppose he gets a little excited.
Yeah. But if somebody was to do something that was outside of what they're allowed to do and the cuddler felt unsafe or uncomfortable, they're allowed to leave.
Okay. I did ask her ages. She said, I guess all ages, right? Doesn't make any difference.
Any
You
age.
don't know. Any
From
age.
children all the way up to seniors, because some cuddlers have cuddle cafes in other states like Oregon.
I heard cuddle parties and everything like that.
That's something
What do you
totally
mean by
different.
cuddle cafe?
A cuddle cafe, just like you go to a cafe and you have a drink, you have a sip of tea. There's cuddle cafes where you go and all they have is rooms for you to cuddle in. They're designed all special inside each room.
Really?
They have space room, the ocean room, the sea, and they have just a bed in there, and you go in there and you cuddle with the professional cuddler.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my. And then talking about the positions and everything like that, people mentioned to me, I mentioned 2 women together, 2 men together. They specify that.
On everybody's profile, that is a cuddler on seekingcuddles.com, it says at the very top, cuddles men, cuddles women only, or cuddles both men and women. So when you're looking through your area and you find someone you're thinking, oh, I think that person seems like they're going to be a good person to cuddle with, then they can see if they cuddle men, women, or both.
Okay. So you start early in the morning, you go to late at night, huh?
Yes.
With your business. 7 days a week?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
So when you book a cuddle, you can book 1 hour up to 24 hours. Then after 24 hours, if say you're going on a trip and you want a travel companion and you think maybe you want to cuddle while you're there. So you can book a 3-day travel companion / cuddle.
That's what I wanted to
And
ask
a 5-day
you.
travel companion / cuddle. It's still absolutely platonic. But when you travel with someone, it's you must pay for the cuddler's travel 100%. Plus, you have to pay for the cuddle time. So it's 2 payments. You have to book the other person's travel accommodations, and then you have to book the time that they're there cuddling you.
Okay. How do you make sure, like, if a man wants a cuddler, a female cuddler, okay, they're going to go on a trip. He wants her, say, for 3 days. Everything fine. Suppose they get to Europe and he decides, I don't want her anymore. Well, of course, the round-trip ticket is all paid for and
Yes.
everything like that.
Yes.
Have you had any situations like that where
No.
he decided, hey, I don't want it anymore. That's it.
No.
The person can't get stranded.
No. When you book it, you pay for it up front. And then I handle all the
Well, how about the
accommodations.
hotels, the accommodations, everything? He pays you up front, too, with the accommodations.
The accommodations are paid for, and they give us all the information for the reservations so that the cuddler that's booked, male or female that's traveling, has their accommodations paid for,
Everything.
and they have
Food and
possession of everything. They
Oh.
have possession of it as well.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
they're fine. They're safe to do the traveling.
Okay,
They're
so
good.
that could be a problem. You have everything covered. So what do you have mostly? Do you have people that do a lot of traveling, or people just go to a house for a 1 hour, 2 hour, or all day and all night? What are you getting mostly right now?
Mostly right now, people are starting with 1 hour and adding on. There's some people that are doing 3-hour cuddles on a regular basis because they want somebody to talk to. They want someone to go places with, like just go to a cafe, like I said.
Yeah, listen,
they like
you
to
just
walk.
mentioned something. Okay. Someone to talk to.
Yeah.
I had an escort service on here, and people think of an escort service where it's mainly for sex. And he said, in fact, his escorts came on, and they said, at least we do 80% of talking. Sex comes later. And they mention lack of communication. This is it. This is why people seek relationships where there's communication. Sex you could get any time.
True.
But it's important that you talk, you hug. Okay,
You
that
have to
feeling
connect.
of warmth, right, and being comfortable. And that shows that you cared too. You know,
The first cuddle position is eye contact and hands. So you want to shake my hand when we meet for the first time. I just met you for a cuddle. I'm going to make eye contact with you so that you feel like I'm just here for you.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold your hand with both my hands because that's warmer, isn't it?
Yeah, of
And that
course.
makes you feel better. And then you go in for a hug and you go into it slowly, you don't know this person
Right.
initially, and you're going to get to know them. And just by touching, that's a way of forming trust in it.
And they can't touch any part of your body.
They're Oh no,
The
they can
person.
touch you. They can touch you. You're cuddling them, just
Okay,
in
how do you
comfortable
suppose
places.
the man wants to touch the woman's breast?
Absolutely not. That's
That's what I
absolutely
mean, the
not.
private parts.
No, there's
Exactly.
a code of conduct listed on Seeking Cuddles. I can see everything. Every time somebody goes on the website, I can see what they're doing, what they're looking at, so I can track everything. People are on there reading the frequently asked questions and the code of conduct, and I can see if they book or not. And that kind of gives me an idea of what people are looking for when they're looking on my site. So I do understand that people think that there's more than just a platonic
Well, yeah, because
visit, but it's not. It's alcohol. It's 100% platonic. If they're looking for anything else, you're looking in the wrong place. But what we provide, the service we provide, is invaluable because we human beings thrive on touch and human communication. If you were alone in a room or a cave or something, you would just go down until you basically die because you have to have other human beings to survive.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to have that feeling there. Loneliness is the worst thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's horrible. I've never been lonely.
It's like I mentioned to you, a widow or a widower.
Mm-hmm.
These are people that really want and crave that warmth and that hugging.
And they
the
should. And they
cuddling,
should get it
because
as well.
They had that. It's a big loss.
Yeah, and they should. They should get
And
it.
this is what makes them better, and they don't go into any stage of depression or anything like that.
Yeah,
It helps
that's
them
very
mentally.
dangerous, actually. I want to say this. We talk about men and women a lot in this conversation, and I get a lot of males contacting me, but I want to make sure that everyone understands that women, we need to be touched in that way as well. Women my age, women your age,
Of
women in their
course.
20s, 30s,
Doesn't make
40s,
any
50s,
difference
60s.
what age.
Want a man to listen. That's the number one thing we want a man to do, right?
Listen.
Care, touch them properly, and just spend time with them, making them feel good. And you were saying about time that people spend, about the 3 hours. They go together, they eat, they watch movies together. They sit and talk and cuddle. And that's what I get mostly. And that's what people want.
Okay, are you getting more women than men?
No, it's more men than women, and that's why I want to make that clear that us women, we have the men available for you to book, and they're just teddy bears. They're teddy
Interesting.
bears. I talk to every
Men are
single
craving
person.
this. I would think the women would be. You'd be getting more women, but the men, huh?
You have to think of men like this. In the workplace, they're not allowed to say things or do things or touch. You
Oh,
can't,
especially what's going on now, anyhow.
especially now. They're not.
Right.
Men have to be careful anywhere and everywhere what they're doing, how they do it. So of course they're craving it. They have to be able to do something to be a human being.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So I also heard of baby cuddling services.
Well, that's something totally
doing
different.
A baby cuddling thing.
Yeah,
But
babies
that's
thrive from
natural
that.
too. You know.
It's proven that children thrive more when they're touched more as children. So,
I guess parents who are busy working, things like that, and they
Yeah.
can't. They feel like they're not there to cuddle their person because they have to work.
yeah,
Even though you get a babysitter and a nanny,
they don't cuddle
They
the
don't
kids.
do
They
it.
just
They
care
don't
for them,
cuddle
keep
like
them
that.
alive.
that's right. That's
Keep
right.
them alive.
Okay.
But no, baby cuddling started in hospitals, of course, and orphanage and things like that. But like
Uh-huh.
you're saying, people are hiring it in their homes and things.
Right.
Because, like I say, over time, their development is way better when they're touched a lot as they grow.
Okay, you said the first thing you do is take the hand, shake the hand, put the other hand over, you feel the warmth, and then
Eye
you
contact.
do eye contact.
Eye contact's first. The hands are
eye
second.
contact first, which is very important.
Yeah.
It's the eye contact.
Yeah.
Like they say, the eyes tell everything.
Yeah.
The eyes talk. You don't have to do anything. Just eye contact and hold me, and hey, it's made with some people. That's it.
Now, there's no massage therapy, but people massage each other. So there's no massage therapists, but they rub you and they massage you, and you can do vice versa, just to, kind of just communicate that way.
Okay.
Rub your feet, rub your legs, things like that.
Okay, so that's allowed.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can touch
Does
anywhere
the
but on the
cuddler
privates.
suggest that, or do you let the client know ahead of time? Is
Okay.
that mentioned, or like I said, does the cuddler suggest that? Because some of these people don't know unless it's mentioned to them.
The cuddler should be making the suggestions, but if people have requests, of course, as long as they're within reason and everyone's comfortable, yes.
Okay. How do I become a cuddler?
How do you become a cuddler?
How does one person become a cuddler?
Okay, so they have
Certified
to.
what? Tell me.
Okay, they have to go to seekingcuddles.com/apply. They fill in the application. It asks you the questions, the basic questions of the application. You have to submit your driver's license and a headshot, just shoulders to the top of your head, looking as amazing as possible, of course, because you're going live in front of the world. And
Do you
after,
check them out?
I have their driver's
With the
license.
police
I
department
don't do any checks. That's posted on the website. I don't do any other checks. I have their information, so if anything were to happen, I can give that over to whoever I have to give it over to, any authority or anything.
Have you ever thought of sexual predators or anything
when
like that?
when I'm looking at the men, because I receive all this information, not everybody gets hired. I get a whole lot of applications, of course, because they're making between $40 an hour to $60 an hour. So who wouldn't want that
And in the
kind
city,
of pay?
sometimes 70 or 80. I saw some places it's
Some
70
places
or
charge
80.
up to $120.
Yeah.
Our price actually is $120. I have the grand opening price, of course, at $70 an hour to start, because I have to get the ball rolling. I have to get it out that this is a good service and it's a real service, so that people feel comfortable doing it. So if you just like it's like a Groupon thing. So if you're using Groupon, you want to get a deal, you want to try a place out first before you start becoming a regular there. It's the same thing. So we've reduced our prices to be the cheapest actually in the country.
Okay, tell me more. Like you were interviewing me. Something more. Would you want to know more about my character and everything?
Yes. Okay.
What
so
would you ask me?
The first thing I look at is in their picture is their eyes. I can work out their intentions initially. They also have to fill out a profile. It says "Tell me about you." I read that and I learn a lot about people from what they say about themselves before I even bother calling them.
Okay.
Then I call them. If they pick up the phone, I sit and I talk to them just in general, and I just talk in a regular human friendship way and see how they're talking back. So you can tell if they're nervous, if they're hiding something, if they're not telling the truth, all kinds of stuff. I just have conversation with people. I explain every single thing to them, and I'm also open to them.
Right.
And easy to contact. So if anyone needs me, all you have to do is call me. So I'm there. But I understand every single person that I have hired and posted on that website is a genuine, good-hearted person that's interested in helping other people, period.
Okay. That's what it is. Okay. If you had children, would you want them to go into this?
I have 3 children.
Oh, you do have 3
Yes.
children. Okay.
One of my children is in my training video. Yeah, he loved it. Oh, he loved the cuddle.
Oh, my God.
But my kids are spoiled. I suffocate them with love.
And your husband?
My husband is extremely supportive. He helps me every single day to make sure that this thing keeps going. He helps take care of the kids or helps take care of the house and things like that to make sure I can work on this, because I am busy.
Yeah.
We're busy.
Because you said till 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
And 7 days a week, of course. Holidays, it doesn't make any difference at all.
I think the holidays looks like it's picking up a lot more.
Okay. And you just started your website, seekingcuddles.com.
November 7th.
November 7th is that.
That's when we launched.
And she knows what she's doing when she builds websites. It's very
That's
good.
right. I built the
read
website
it.
myself. Every single day of the week, I make changes to make it better. And faster and easier to use and easier to understand. So in a couple of days from now, it'll be different because I'm already working on something new.
Okay. What are some of the questions when people call that they may ask you because they're leery about this business? So what would they ask you?
Is this a real, hello, is this real? Oh, okay. I just want to make sure it was real. There's scams out there. I just have to make sure it's real because we get paid up front. If somebody goes on the website, they pick the person they want to cuddle with, they pay for the service upfront in full. So that's the main thing that they're leery about. But that's why I go on shows like this, so that people can see me and see that I'm real and see that the company's real.
That's good because there's so many scams.
That's
Even
true.
though they do pay up front, it still could be a scam. You never know. But business is a risk today, right? Anything you do is a risk.
Anything you
care
do is a
what you
risk,
do.
and you can only
just
try to
have
protect yourself.
You just have to take that chance and everything. Is this the business that you chose? I know you did real estate and you were in nursing. Do you love what you do?
Absolutely. I love it
I
more
can tell
than
by her eyes.
more because it's something. Okay, so say you're doing
You're
something.
fulfilled
Yeah, it's 100% fulfilling.
because you're making people feel good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're making people feel
That's
good.
the main thing.
It's not just that. Employing people feels good because their genuine appreciation. You have to remember that too, because the economy is coming back, and giving people an opportunity. And when you select them, they also feel special, and they feel good, and they want to show you that they can do a good job. I mean, that's a good feeling too.
Yeah, we were talking before, technology is wonderful, but what's going on today because of technology and everything's so impersonal?
Yes.
We do text. We can't connect like we want to.
That's exactly right.
It's the connection that's so important. And it's hard because everything's speed, fast.
Extremely.
Texting is fast. So, hey, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even the way of love, making love, fast. I can't cuddle. I don't have enough time. Let's have sex, and that's it.
I guess. I'm married. I don't know. And my husband cuddles me and kisses me and hugs me and loves me every single day.
Well, you're lucky. I mean, you're in the business, so that's it. You could tell people, hey, that's why I'm in the business, and my husband does this. Anything unusual, anything else that happened while you were creating this business that you could tell us? Anything at all?
I wouldn't say anything unusual. I get a lot of requests for parties.
Yeah. How about the cuddling parties? They do that in their living room?
Right. Some people go on some other websites, and that's what they do. They do cuddle parties. They educate people on how to touch each other and things like that, which is a good thing. I don't do that, but I am actually going to have a cuddle party. So on New Year's Eve, it's going to be my first annual New Year's Eve Cuddles party. One ticket is good for 2 people, or you can buy 1 ticket for just yourself. You just come to the mansion, and you cuddle, and you have a good time. Everybody's going to be dressed up super snazzy. It's going to be awesome. There's unlimited food and drinks provided. It's going to be very upscale and very classy.
I think it's better than speed dating. That's for sure.
It
I
is.
love the cuddling thing.
Well,
That
the
is
pressure.
great.
The pressure of dating is
Oh,
out.
Yeah, the pressure is, it's ridiculous. In 5 minutes. Because you will get to know the person, some feeling, because it's the touch.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's how you get to know the person. By
That's
the
true.
touch. It's the chemistry, right? This
Yep.
is how it is all the
There
time.
is a science to cuddling. That's right.
That is the science. It's always. When I saw this name, I was looking for something different because
Yeah.
I look for people with different professions.
Uh-huh.
And when I saw this, I thought, cuddling. Oh, how interesting that is and exciting. I never heard of this before. So when I called her, she's so energetic and spirited. I knew she'd be great on the show and everything. And she said, yeah, I really would love to do it. And that made us so happy here. And I told all my friends and everything like that. I was so anxious to have something like this on the show. And you have a great personality. You're wonderful. I'm sure your business will succeed and you'll go on and on and on and on and on. And like you said, you get calls from other states too. You get all calls from all over.
Well, we're in a lot of
Are
states.
you in Europe? Are you abroad?
I had someone apply yesterday in Europe, but like I say, I can go through and just slide through people who apply, and I have to weed out the states that are calling the most first. That's how I do the hiring. So I have to go through. Okay, if I'm getting a lot of calls from Chicago, I have to go through all those applications first because I can't lose that demand. I did get somebody from Europe. I wasn't even hiring in Europe, but if somebody is trying to get hired there, I can service anyone because I'm running it out call. If anybody wanted to do it in call in their home, then that's up to them. They're all contracted. They're not employees. So they are able to do it any way they like.
Okay. Suppose a client says to you, he uses your service, he uses the cuddler and says, I want to have a cuddling party in my home.
Excellent.
Okay, so you would handle that. Suppose he would say, can I handle this with you? Because it's being in my home. So I have some say, don't I? He wouldn't have any say because if you're handling the cuddling party, you would have to run the whole thing.
Right. I mean, it would be all the same rules, all the same guidelines. The only thing is he would just have to pay for all the cuddler's time that comes to the party. He can invite anyone he wants to invite. He's just going to be paying for the service There wouldn't be any difference. It would just be a great, fun, warm time where everybody's getting along.
I want to ask you, are there any cuddling cafes only in Vegas, none in LA?
There's none in Vegas. I don't know 100% that there are any or aren't any in LA. I know Oregon has some.
How about LA? You
Washington.
should have one in LA.
The licensing sometimes is the issue.
It's heavy duty with the licensing.
You have to be an actual therapist in some parts of the country to have a cuddle cafe.
And in LA too, you have to be a therapist?
I don't know the law in LA. I only know the law in Las Vegas.
Check into that. That would be fabulous to have that.
I know.
That really hit me when you said
I know,
that.
but like I say, people can do it in their homes. They're contractors. So when you own a home or you live in a home, you're allowed to do business inside as long as you live there. I know that is the law in just about every state.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyhow, I just like that cuddling cafe thing, and everything would be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. What else can we tell the people out there that we've missed that they should know about your fabulous SeekingCuddles.com?
Seeking Cuddles is a pay-a-night elite company. Pay-a-night, if you look it up, it means the most precious crystal, and crystals are used for healing.
Yeah, excuse me, that's what I asked her.
Mm-hmm.
Pay a night, what that is, it's a crystal.
That's
and
right.
It's worth more than a
diamond. My cuddlers are invaluable, and I want everyone to know that. That's why I put that in the title.
And that's perfect. That's perfect.
You got to thrive.
Maybe we could have you come back again.
Absolutely. I would love it. Thank you so much for having me.
I wish we had someone to cuddle here and everything, but you're adorable, and I will really praise your service. That's for sure. I'll talk about it forever and ever and ever. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming on. You're great. Thank you, Alaska.
Thank you very much.
Bye, and join us again. I hope you enjoyed the show.